back at us. Shit.
That should have been the intro.
Well, I haven't even got the mic going. We're about to start, though. Hey, what is up, guys? I'm Wallace.
And I'm Renee.
And you're watching Campsite, where we do reaction videos currently. And today we are going to play around with Opeth again. Face of Melinda. I'm sure you've already noticed that we're in a different area. I had band practice today. She lives in the same town an hour away from me where I have band practice. So we're making it work because, as you know, lately we haven't been uploading. And schedules are a reason why. Anyway, we listened to Ghost of Perdition. Have you listened to it since?
No.
You've not? I've kind of listened to it since, showing like my friends, I guess, like the song. And the growling I'm not overly into overall, but I did like a lot of the instrumentals. And that's one thing I guess Opeth does deliver is decent instrumentals. I really get down with it. But anyway, are you ready to get into another one? Are you mentally prepared? I know last time you were shaking.
I mean, so are you.
Yeah, I was a bit shaken. I wasn't expecting the growling. Like, it kind of, that song, Ghost of Perdition, starts off so, like, kind of church-like, and then it just kind of, you know, it balls up its fist eventually and just hits you, dude. Which is cool. But here we go. This one may do the same. Okay. Acoustic. The opposite of what I was expecting. Immediately, the opposite. I'm gonna have to start this over, but alright. I think it's pretty smooth so far.
Me too.
By the turnstile beckons a damsel fair. Face of Melinda neath blackened hair. No joy would flicker in her eyes. Brooding sadness came to her eyes.
I'm actually really liking it so far.
Yeah,
I
me too.
like
I'm
the
enjoying it.
I like the soothingness of the guitar and the light drumming with the soothing vocals also. Yeah, he didn't bop his fist this time, dude. But yeah, man, let's take a look at some lyrics. For some reason, this video isn't providing us such lyrics. By the turnstile beckons a damsel fair. The face of Melinda neat.
Melinda.
What did I say?
Melina.
Oh, Melinda. The face of Melinda neath blackened hair. No joy would flicker in her eyes. Brooding sadness came to arise. Very sad person, obviously. Man, they kind of like, all their lyrics so far between the two that we've seen are solidly kind of weird and depressing. But maybe that's his vibe, you know, whatever. I'm not going to judge him for writing about sad material, but maybe it's just we coming across these are the more popular ones. Maybe that's how the audience, you know, they like those ones more so.
Maybe.
Anyway, let's get back into it.
No joy would flicker in her eyes. Brooding sadness came to her eyes. places when no one will bother, and conceited pain and crumbling birth. A harlot of God upon the earth, found where she sacrificed always. That hollow love in her face.
Still very eerie and kind of sad sounding. I'm liking it a lot so far. I like this one, in fact, immensely more than vocally Ghost of Perdition. So far, I expect eventually something else will happen or take place. But let's read some more of these lyrics. Let's find out more about Melinda. Words would falter to atone. Fuck! Words would falter to atone. Failure had passes the stepping stone. Having these glasses, I have trouble reading these lyrics sometimes, so I have to start over and whatnot. But anyway, a conceited pain in crumbling mirth. They use really interesting words sometimes. I've noticed so far, like term still. I'm not familiar with that word. Neath. That's another adjective that I'm just not overly familiar with. That's kind of cool. I mean, I like stuff like that. It makes you, I'm going to look up those words later, and I'm going to learn something new today. So I'm interested in stuff like that as well. Anyway, crumbling mirth. A harlot of God upon the earth, found where she sacrificed her ways, the hollow love in her face. You got any thoughts, Renee? What do you think about
A harlot of God. That's interesting.
a harlot of God? What do you think that means?
I don't know.
Do you think she
because,
uses her sex appeal to get people to Christ?
That's why I was confused.
I can imagine she's sitting with her legs crossed and she's talking about Jesus, and they start to Jesus this, Jesus that, whatever, and she unspreads her legs and just kind of takes her leg off the other one. She basic instincts them and then says, open your Bible to Romans 13 or something. I don't know, man. I think it'd be they'd be all right, I'm opening that Bible right now. So that'd be a heart of God, right? I mean, what do you think?
I'm not sure what any other
interpretation
would be, but that's an interesting one.
Dude, they painted a picture for me. I mean, this is what I'm picking up so far with that one phrase specifically, harlot of God, at least. I mean,
Wait,
was she once a harlot?
Maybe she's a harlot of God, she's, what's it called? A harlot of God is a harlot, they're selling themselves. Maybe she's selling herself to God.
Perhaps. You might be onto something, yeah. Maybe that's what she's doing, yeah. She sold herself to God, her soul. So
she's sacrificing her other ways.
Yeah. You're probably onto something. Anyway, let's get back to the song, man. I'm really liking it, and I'm expecting something big's coming, kind of. I feel it. Another thing about the guitars, what do you think about the song, the music part of the song so far?
I think it's just fine. I
Fine.
like the musical part of the other one better, but the lyrics weren't really my thing, so I feel like I'd be more prone to revisit this one than the other.
All right. I'm liking the melodiness. They have two guitarists, and personally, something about two guitarists that kind of doesn't necessarily bother me, but it seems overproduced sometimes, the music. But this one seems to work just fairly well since they're playing acoustically and lightly, and I'm not sure who's playing what at what point in time, but it's sounding fairly good. Here we go, though. Let me back it up some.
Love in her face. darkness night.
I keep feeling like something big's about to hit me, you know? It's kind of like a... maybe kind of anxious. There it is. Man.
That one got you.
Alright, man, I'm really liking this now. Oh, shit. We should probably listen to that again, I think. Like, I actually really like the way they... Like I said, I'm like, dude, I'm like kind of on the edge of my seat, you know? It's something that, like, you only can get that your first listen, you know? I'm like watching this almost like a film or a movie, like something really is about to happen. You
can feel it.
Like kind of in a horror film. They kind of built that suspense where like, where's it coming? When is it coming? And yeah, it got me that jump scare. But man, it was sounding really good. I like that shit. Let's back that up, dude. What'd you like about it?
I like it a lot.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far.
They kept even playing chords that would make you feel as if it's a rise, but always soft on the acoustic kind of. It's like, man. And if ever it feels like, I've seen in the comments, like, you're like, dude, y'all look so unentertained. I'm just really focusing hard on the song. I play instruments, I write music also, so I'm really just like, man, I'm just trying to pay attention and see how it makes me feel while sometimes just kind of rock and kind of squint. I've seen that in like the comments. People don't like it when we aren't really like bobbing our heads or like, you know, going ham. We're trying to concentrate. But anyway. I also like how they, you know, build the drums a little bit too. It's good suspenseful type stuff. There it is, boy.
I took her by the hand to say
All right. So obviously we interrupted the transition, but we're gonna back it up. But let's get more into this Harlot of God real quick. Let's see. Man, I'm actually really liking this song. I'm kind of excited. Let's see. Okay, so I plotted to have her back. The contentment that would fill the crack. So what is this girl doing?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? You don't have any speculations?
No, I don't know.
The falter to a tone. She's a falter. No, there should be an U if it's fault, right? Fault would be fault. So that can't be meaning that, even though its words would falter to a tone. You got something you want to say? Go ahead. I've already interrupted.
Well, falter is Falter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the falter, like a fault line. Falter.
Okay, like a fault line?
Like a crack.
Gotcha. It makes
Things
sense
are
why.
breaking apart.
It makes sense why he'd bring back up that crack afterwards. Okay. So that falter, if I had to guess, it means something about a fault line. No, I'm gonna leave that in though. I have my friend Jacob. This is his house that we're at, so he's in the room. Falter to a tone. Words that falter to a tone.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, yeah. So she's going on a journey, I guess, of redemption slightly, I would think. Still, I plotted to have her back. The contentment that would fill the crack. My soul released a fluttering sigh. This day fell the darkness nigh. So she seems like she might be maybe like a savior of some sort. Dude, it's kind of hard to dissect lyrics sometimes, man. It really is. Anyway, instead of trying to think too much into it, why don't we get back to the song? Oh, it's one of those. It just fades out. Okay. Classic ending, I suppose. A lot of songs back in the day would just fade away.
Wow, that rhymed.
I'll be doing that sometimes. So what'd you think overall, like?
I liked it a lot.
I did, yeah.
I'm probably gonna add that to one of my playlists.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my
Pretty good
rotation probably too, dude. So, which is a big deal for, like, dude, I judged him kind of harsh starting off. Like, that one song that apparently is one of their more popular ones. Took me by surprise. It kind of, the growling's my primary. It's just not.
Yeah, no.
I haven't
offense.
developed a taste for that. I eventually may while getting into Opeth, though. It's just like one of those things. Like, I have, like, Chevelle, for example, and Tool also. They have songs that are really harder as well.
Yeah.
And if that was my impression, my first impression of Tool, I would be a little more like, But now I've grown to like those things that I didn't immediately like because of how much I like Tool.
Yeah.
Like Rosetta Stone, for example, the first opening bit where he's just talking really fast. Initially, I liked the music just fine, but I was like, what's with what decision was that to do that? Just kind of like bring in like a... It was different, but I've grown to love it so much. It's just so original of a song now. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to revisit this one. It's going to be my rotation this week. for sure.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't
And-
like the other one, but I like this one.
And give us like a little input on the meaning, because while reading it, it's kind of hard to just, on first impression, just to really decipher and ponder on certain words and come up with an actual meaning sometimes. It's very
Difficult.
Lyrics seem kind of vague, to be fair.
yeah, no, they're very vague. They're very ambiguous. So like it makes it a little more difficult unless you have some kind of input prior to. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Recommend more that are similar to this sound. I'd like to dive into more of this before I get more into the growling type Opeth, because I need to learn to appreciate them first as a band, I think, and really get an idea of what their sound is before being able to acquire that taste, I feel. But anyway, thank you again. Until next time. Spiral out.